Hi, this is It's Going to Be Okay with Dr. Roseann. And today we are talking about why my kid can't listen. Boy, is it frustrating when you're talking to your kid or you're calling their name or you're calling them for dinner. That's the one in my house. And they just don't hear you. And you repeat yourself and you repeat yourself and you repeat yourself again. And the kid still says huh and wah. So we're going to talk about this. What is it? What's going on? What we can do to improve our kids' listening skills. And if you're new to me, you can hop over to drroseann.com/group and you can join our Natural Solutions Facebook group to get more actionable tips and learn how to calm your child's brain and power it up so they can thrive. So, first of all, let's talk about active listening. Like, what is it? Why is it important? Just like you're irritated, listening skills are important. They're going to need it in school. They're going to be able to pay attention. They're going to be able to access directions better when they're in school and home. And they're going to need it for their career. I know I said a trigger word because you think they're going to live in your basement. They're not. We're going to get to this. You're going to employ these actionable tips and tools. But active listening is a process where you are engaged, you're being mindful, and often it's a rephrasing of what somebody else said, right? We can practice this in therapy. We do this. So let me hear you, George. Did I hear this, and this? But being an active listener, you're present, your body language is showing you're prepared for learn, you're not turning away. And it's an important skill that develops over time. Most kids don't start out as good listeners, but they're paying attention to you and what you're doing and how you're engaging with them. Are you on your phone and distracted? When you're talking to them, they're much more likely to be distracted too. Not to make you feel bad. We all struggle with it. I feel like, I remember being on vacation one time and one of my kids drew a picture of me at the beach with a phone in my hand. And I was like, ooh, that stings. It was true. It's pretty easy, and I was doing work, but I was also listening to my, 80 station, just so you know. But active listening is an important skill that can be developed, and we are part of it. So, why do kids struggle with listening? I think there's so many reasons. I mean, you're here, you're listening, you've got a kid with a clinical issue, right? This is a place for you to find natural solutions for behavior and mental health. So, they may have a clinical condition like ADHD, executive functioning issues, autism. They may be struggling with anxiety and depression and OCD and have worried thoughts that are making it where they're not present when you're talking to them. So ultimately, clinical issues interfere with attention and listening because you're not exactly present at the same time. There's a delay in processing. I find that a lot of our kids are delayed in a 3 to 5 second interval, right? So, 1, 2, 3. That's a long time when your mom is like, you know, did you do your homework? And so there's a delay, right? And so there's a way to address that. And, obviously you want to address the clinical issue and, you can do that in a variety of ways. And that's why a lot of times people come to work with us in our brain behavior reset program. They take a dysregulated brain to a regulated state. We use a combination of brain tools like neurofeedback, biofeedback, PMF, diet, exercise, lifestyle hacks to get the brain more alert and online. And it doesn't matter your age, it's something that everybody can achieve, which is pretty awesome. I love that. So let's talk about what you need to do for 3 steps for better listening. This is really important. And I talk to people all the time. So I talked about the delay, right? So we're not going to wish the delay away. If you're not, hopping on an airplane, driving to see me, wherever you are, and coming so we can regulate your brain and help with listening, we're still going to do these strategies, but these are strategies you can do at home. And right, you want to shift what you're doing because it's not working. And that's really important. So step 1, 3 steps to better listening, really important. Step 1, you're going to alert them. Yep. So you're going to just, what I like to do, my Max processes on a delay. He has tinnitus from tick-borne infection. So he has a buzzing in his ear. So he can't always hear me. Boy, it took us a long time to figure that one out until he had the language to do that. But long before then, I would say this. I would be like, Max, are you ready? Or I'm going to tell you something is usually what I say him. So we don't get into friction. He now is understanding I'm going to tell him something. I then step 2, wait, usually 3 to 5 seconds. Sometimes I have to say, "Are you ready?" But most of the time I don't. Most of the time I just sit and wait. And it's so great because I don't have to lose my stuff while, before you get so irritated, like I got to do this. So now I'm like, okay, he processes in a 3 to 5 second delay. Let me give him that time. I also really, in those active listening skills, I'm trying to be really present. I'm not angry. I try to open the door to his room. He's a teenager, try to engage in those skills that show him that I'm ready to talk to him too. Right. And then I give him the information. And then I say, okay, so, our tutor's going to be here at this time and she's going to work on this and this. And then I'll say something like, did you get it? Now, when he was younger, I would say, what did I just, can you repeat back to me so I can make sure you heard me? And he would do that. Now it's so fascinating. I don't say anything and he just repeats it right back to me. Like, is that right? And I'm like, yeah, it's right. If he has any uncertainty, and then I was like, do you need anything? Like the friction is gone from the communication. Don't get me wrong. When grandpa shows up and we're calling him, even grandpa sometimes loses it. He has a special place in patience that he never had for any of his kids or employees, that he has for Max, because he gets Max. He's always like, he's so smart. I'm like, I know, but he has his own sense of time. Let's talk about mindfulness-based techniques. So that's like a great way to improve listening skills, but you can deepen listening skills by doing things like nature walks. When we slow down, we power up, right? We have to power down to power up. And connecting in nature is easy. You can walk, it's free. There's a park in every city. Getting out there and being mindful, not being on your phone. The more you have connected moments, the better our attention and listening is. You can amplify your nature walks depending on your kid's age or whatever by saying, oh, let's look for something purple. You can give the brain something that it has to alert to. But there are lots of activities that can really help, including breath work and biofeedback. There's simple devices that you can get, including temperature training dots. But mindfulness has been shown to improve attention, processing, listening, and it is a natural and safe therapy that anybody can use. So I hope you've liked these 3 steps to better listening. If you're looking for guidance, if you're like, holy guacamole, Dr. Roseann, this is resonating with me. I really want to see my child's life be different. Then head on over to drroseann.com/help. And we take a small amount of people every month and we work with people in person and virtually. And we would love to help your family. We have the best people that come to us. So anyway, wherever you are in your journey is exactly where you need to be. Just take a step towards the right direction.